Does slavery still exist in Colorado? That is the question a class action lawsuit is looking to answer starting today.
Yeah, so this trial will be addressing forced labor in prisons, and it'll begin in just a few hours. Denver 7's Allie Jennerjohn is live outside the Denver District Court. And Allie, we know this lawsuit is against Governor Polis as well as the Colorado Department of Corrections, and it's looking at if current law is being upheld.
Yeah, so we know the 13th Amendment, it has a clause essentially saying that slavery or forced labor is legal if it's being used as a punishment for a crime. But in 2018, Colorado voters amended our state constitution, making it forced labor illegal without exceptions. So I want to introduce you to two women. They have two different experiences with the prison system, but they're both explaining to me why they say despite what Colorado voters voted for, nothing's changed. Sarah Bowden is still figuring out what life outside of prison could look like for her.
I was incarcerated for 18 and a half years before being released.
A lot has changed. New presidents, new laws, new iPhones. But what she's trying to navigate is how to take a sick day.
Like if I know I have to be at work, I have to be at work. I have recently started to challenge myself and leave early from work.
Because in prison, she says being sick doesn't matter.
If you don't go to work today, you will get restricted privileges, loss of privileges, or you will go to the hole. Those are the options.
But that's not supposed to be the case anymore. In 2018, Colorado voters passed Amendment A, making Colorado the first state in modern history to end the exception clause in the 13th Amendment, which allowed slavery or forced labor if it was as punishment for a crime. Rhode Island banned involuntary servitude without exception in 1842, and at least 5 other states have followed this lead. Now, a class action lawsuit against Governor Polis and the Colorado Department of Corrections is heading to trial Tuesday. It claims the law has not been put into effect.
In this picture, he was 32. In this picture, he's 35.
I sat down with Stephanie McGuffey, who's slated to testify. Her son Christopher was sentenced to 40 years in prison at just 18.
And maybe you feel that anxiety too. I mean, if he doesn't go to work, I don't see him.
Yes.
That's a bad way to have to go through your day, huh?
Yes. I need to put my eyes on my child. Is he thin? Is he frail? Has he eaten? You know, I need to be able to touch him and ask these questions.
Where does the responsibility lie? Who is responsible for making sure this law that Colorado voters passed is being followed?
I think it's the governor. I think it's Governor Polis. He just has to put in place what the voters have decided. Do what the community has asked you to do.
Sarah had a different answer.
Ultimately, it's the Department of Corrections to me. They are responsible for how things go and what the way things are implemented.
So I did reach out to the Colorado Department of Corrections as well as Governor Polis's office. Both of them say they cannot comment on pending litigation, but the state did file a motion to dismiss back in 2022. It's been a long process since this lawsuit has been brought forward. And in that motion to dismiss, they claim that all inmates are supposed to be participating in a work program. That's because of policies put in place by the Colorado Department of Corrections. They also say that losing your privileges doesn't violate the anti-slavery law. And they say if someone refuses to work, they aren't losing any basic human needs like shelter, food, and medical care. Live in Denver, Allie Jennerjohn, Denver 7.